playing guitar when I was 4 years old, really because I saw my father play in his jazz fuse band when I was 4 to 5. He was in a band where he would get out of work, he would jam with these guys, and I would love just going downstairs and watching them play. It was just the whole energy. I think I used to jump around like crazy and even sing along to it, so it was pretty neat. He had a Stratocaster that he would play, a Fender Stratocaster, a red one, and he would let me mess around with it sometimes. So I remember when I was really young, probably right around the same time, I used to take that guitar, plug it into a Fender practice amp, probably about 5 or 6 in the morning on a weekend or something like that, and then just crank it, turn the distortion up, and then strum the crap out of the guitar, and wake him up and drive him and my mother completely nuts, But I always had the love for distorted guitars and stuff like that, even though that's not what he was playing. It was more jazz and blues and stuff. But he ended up, when I was about 9, giving me that red Stratocaster, because he ended up getting another one. And he taught me some pentatonic scales and some bluesy stuff, bluesy chords. And then I kind of, learned how to play for a few years on my own, just self-taught, reading books, listening to music. So my senior year of high school to my freshman year in college, I started a band called 60 Grit, and we were looking for a vocalist to do the death metal kind of growling style vocals. We were trying out different guys. I was the guitar player only, and we met a guy who played in a cover band, did a lot of Cannibal Corpse covers, and he invited me to his practice, and he pretty much played the entire Bleeding album. And I think, of course, Staring Through the Eyes of the Dead is one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs. They played that and his voice was like dead on, and he was singing and playing guitar, and that was something that was really cool, because singing and playing metal can be really challenging, and it was something I never thought that I was going to do. I just wanted to be a guitar player. I had a vision though in my mind of what I wanted the vocals to sound like with any of the bands I've been in. 60 Grit was my first, which was death metal. Fires in the Distance is my second, and obviously my main. And I couldn't find anybody to hit the mark as much as I was taught by this guy. Eventually I had to be the one to just say, thank you. You taught me what I need to know. We're still friends, but still I have this vision that I want. So that is pretty much how I started singing and playing. It was more of a necessity. I had amazing guys, amazing friends, other musicians that were much more talented than I was, teach me techniques, and sit down with me and tell me, this is what I do, and I kind of took bits and pieces what worked. I ended up really just practicing and listening to bands like Opeth, Michael Ackerfeld, Peter Tagrin from Hypocrisy, and Stephen Tucker from Morbid Angel, and like the Gateways to Annihilation album and stuff. I love that style. I learned the guitar parts whenever we're writing a song in Fires. I learned them pretty much and play them ad nauseum until I could really get them down solid, and then the vocals come in and I will take the song piece by piece and play the guitar parts and the vocals, and if there's parts that are different, the cadences are different vocally, the guitar parts are different, the timing's different, I'll just go over it slow at first and then build it up to the tempo it has to be at. I always practice my singing, driving my truck or in the shower, keeping the vocal cords loose and, making sure that I warm up too. If I'm doing a show or if I'm recording, I have to do breath exercises and all sorts of things like that, just to keep my voice, especially metal vocals, because you can really ruin your larynx pretty bad if you aren't singing from your diaphragm. And so far it seems to be working out well, so that's pretty much how I do it.